In this particular video, we're going to cover some of the changes that just happened with the model context protocol specification. Most of you may have found out about the protocol earlier this year, and you started using it for some of your projects, but the current version of the specification has really evolved drastically from how it was when it was originally launched and started. So I just wanted to call out some of the things that I have noticed, and some of the SDKs have been modified and they may no longer be compatible with what you were used to in the beginning. So let's get started. In this particular video, I will cover those changes. I will also talk about where you can get help and also how you can give back to the community if you are using this protocol to build agents. Because I feel like this is something that we have to do as a community to help the protocol evolve and to make us succeed in our quest to build effective agents in production. It cannot be static. It cannot be a closed system. It needs to be open where everyone can share their perspective. And I believe that this broad set of perspectives will help us build the most effective protocol that will allow us to accomplish our goals to build these agents. So I'm going to cover some of the changes that I want to call out here. If you want to see the full set of changes that happened in March and also in June of 2025, you can take a look at the links that will be in the description. So there was a lot of concern about authentication and security, and the community has taken the initiative to address these challenges and these concerns. So there is a more comprehensive authorization and authentication framework that is now part of the protocol specification. You also now have the ability, because of this, to classify these MCP servers as resource servers. You might have another server that handles the authentication, but you can classify them as resource servers. A more flexible transport mechanism has also been added to the spec. You also now have the ability to specify tool behavior, whether as destructive or just read-only, if you want to do that. And there's better indicators now to prevent malicious servers from grabbing people's access tokens that the client might not want or might not even be aware of. There's now the ability to specify the protocol version, because the protocol just keeps changing. So you need to have a way of, once the initial negotiation is complete, you need to find a way to specify the protocol version that will be used between the client and the MCP server. Most likely, if you're using the HTTP specification or the HTTP transport to do this. One thing that caught my eye recently is elicitation. So this allows the server to request additional information after the initial handshake is completed. This was not available before, but now this has been added. So if you want me to do a deep dive on this, or if you want to learn more about how this particular feature or capability works, you can take a look at the description, and you will see the link to that particular portion. There's also the ability now to specify resource links inside the tool results. So this is helpful because if you are building an agent that gives back results, maybe you have 400 images that are returned, you might not want to dump the raw content or the raw response or result set in the tool results. You might want to specify the link to that resource so that if the agent is interested, or if the language model wants to, feels like that particular portion is needed, they can now do a deep dive or follow up, double click to retrieve that particular resource and get the full content. So I think this will really help simplify and speed things up when our agents are communicating with the tools provided by the MCP service. So that's one thing that really caught my eye, and I really like that, as well as the elicitation, because it allows for two-way communication where you can get started but then request additional information later on. The next thing I want to cover now is the community. This specification is changing very, very rapidly. So if you are confused about anything, I want to show you where you can receive the help that you need. If you are a part of the community and you're using this, everybody has to give back. So let me cover how you can give back. You can write documentation. You can also, if you find a problem, you can report the problem. If you're confused about something, if you have an idea that you would like to share with the community, you can kick off a discussion. I'm going to walk you through how you can do that. You can create tutorials, YouTube tutorials, tutorials in your blogs, tutorials on LinkedIn, tutorials on your website, tutorials within your meetup groups, whatever you want to do. I think you can do that. You can also volunteer to present at conferences, if you have the skill set to either contribute to the spec or contribute to all the different SDKs that are available, you can choose to do this. If you also just want to sit back and take a look at what other people have contributed, or you really understand how the SDK, how the specification works, you can give feedback when people open pull requests, and you can review the code or review the documentation or review the code changes or whatever changes are proposed. So these are some of the ways to do that. So let's take a look at the website. So some of the key changes for this protocols specification are available here. So if you come here, you will see the original version, and you will also see the changes that were made as part of the March 26 changes. So all of them are listed here. If you switch to the June 18th update, you will also see all those changes that are available for you to review at your own time. But I just wanted to call it out so that you don't assume that this is still static the same way it was in November of 2024. There are also several repositories that are available. So depending on what programming language you are using, you can check out the Python, the Java, Rust, TypeScript, the Go SDK, the Ruby SDK, and I'm seeing a Swift SDK here as well. So the community is really exploding and expanding. If you really want to do a deep dive in the protocol, you can check out this repository here that focuses on the protocol specification. So this is where you can see all the changes that are happening, and if you want to contribute to the specification, you can do so by reviewing this particular repository. So that is how to get started. And then if you have any kind of discussions that you would like to check out, or you would like to start one, you can visit this particular page and you can do that. Now, while you are on specific repositories, you have the ability to submit, to fork the repository and then submit a pull request, open issues, and take a look at issues that are already there, and you can contribute to the community that way. So I think this is a healthy way to be part of this and to help all of us in our quest to build all these agents that we are desiring to create. So that's what I wanted to cover about the model context protocol. I think you have to be engaged. You have to follow these repositories. You have to follow these communities so that you are always in the know and you understand how things are working in the present. And don't just go with a snapshot of what you had 2 months ago or 6 months ago or even 2 weeks ago, because it is rapidly evolving and you have to be on pace to understand how to build this agent effectively and to leverage the most effective strategies to deploy and to design your agents for production scenarios. So that's what I wanted to cover in this particular video. If you feel it's helpful, please share with other people. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more content like this. I want to thank you very much for your time today, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.